today is April 1st, which means it is time to do a March reading wrap-up. I managed to read 4 books this month, which isn't a lot, but I have several reasons why. One, I am trying to become more active on social media, so I am posting way more TikToks. 2, I'm also trying to be active on YouTube and post twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I had to edit all these videos that I've recorded. Number 3, I have other interests that I'm kind of picking up, and they take up time. So I have that. And number 4, I hit a terrible reading slump where a bunch of books I was reading, I lost interest along the way. Whether it was because the book itself didn't pique my interest or because something in the book was upsetting, or just all of them were under the same kind of genre, and I like to mix it up. Being a chaotic mood reader, I like to switch it up based on my mood and based on books, how interesting a book sounds. So I did not reach my reading goal for the month. I don't really keep track of how much I'm going to read a month. I just know that at the end of the year I want to have finished 100 books, and I moved my ebooks down from 100 to 50 since going to the library and getting physical books. So I moved it down. So I want to read 50 ebooks and I want to read 50 physical books this year, and Goodreads has told me that I am 10 books behind. So hopefully within the next couple months I catch up and am able to read more books, because I really like reading. I just want to do other things as well. So I'm going to let past me tell you about the books I read this month, since I have them pre-recorded, so the thoughts are fresh in my mind right after reading a book. And so yeah.
So the first book I finished in March was A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett and Clair. It is a Hades and Persephone retelling, and I really enjoyed this book. It is about a college student who is the goddess of spring, but she doesn't have any powers, and the only reason why she's allowed to go to college is because she promised her mom that she would stay away from all the gods, and she would focus her studies towards, I think, plants. She changed her major, but she kept her word until her senior year, and she's about to graduate, where she and her best friend convinces her to go to this club that's owned by Hades, and she's supposed to stay away from Hades, especially out of all the gods. And she first is hesitant to go because she knows she's going to be breaking the rules, but I think her mom made her upset, so she decided to do it as a kind of like a revenge kind of thing, just like, I'm going to do this anyway. And then she meets him and then comes under contract with him after playing a game of cards. I think it was poker. And she is working for a newspaper owned by the god, I'm going to say the name wrong, Dimitri, and starts writing articles on Hades, which he's not very happy about. But she has these preconceived notions about him, and then throughout the story she learns that not everything she has been told is 100% accurate. And so when she starts learning these things, she starts falling for him even more. And yeah, I really like this book. I thought it was very entertaining. I liked seeing her thrive in his realm, and the people of his realm really just taken to her and really like celebrating her, and she she never had that, and her getting to experience that and her like growing because of it. But yeah, the second book I finished in March was called Sinner by, I'm gonna say the name wrong. So I'm just gonna show you the name. I'm just gonna say it now. I love this book. I think you should read this book. It's 5 out of 5 stars for me. I loved it. So what's this book about? This book is about Kara, who has undergone some trauma and is working through it with a therapist. And one day her therapist suggests she starts actively working towards healing by going to a restaurant alone and drinking water, just trying to get comfortable being in open spaces with other people again. And during her first attempt, she ends up making a complete mess and passing out, and opens her eyes to Mark Sin, aka Sinner, and he doesn't make her feel bad about her experience, and really helps her to get her mind off of it and make it help her through it. And she tells her therapist, and her therapist says, maybe ask him if he could be your therapy buddy, like your buddy that you go with to restaurants, so you can get used to being out and about, and before you have your friends and family do it, because they put too much pressure on you. And so she asks him, and he says yes, and some other things, but they start working through her anxieties, and they were making, I would say, some progress, and then they started catching feelings, and he really started catching feelings, and he would defend her without her knowledge towards his boss, which he got fired for doing because he hit him. And then, good God, so he really started falling for her. He didn't like when people called her broken, because even though she went through this trauma, she's not broken. She's very strong, and she can overcome it or work through it. And so he actually got fired from his job because he attacked his boss because he called her broken, and that he should stay away from her. And when he learned of what actually happened to her, he was very upset that the way her brother was treating her, and decided to take matters into his own hands and discuss it with him. Came back, and she was very upset that he had done that, and then they kind of broke it off with him. But realized it's a mistake, and they kind of work through it. This is not too far in the book. This is actually pretty close, getting in the middle of the book. So I'm not spoiling too much. They end up working their way back to each other through another event. But when I got to 47% of the book, I was like, this is a 5 out of 5 for me. I loved it. I was like, 5 out of 5 for me is I would read this book again, soon. I would read it again. I would want to read it again, and I will probably read it again. I will definitely read it again. I loved it.
Next book I finished reading is The Spark by Vi Keeland. In this book, I'm going to have to put trigger warning in this book. It's not it's heavily mentioned, but there is mentions of SA in it. I want to put that in there now. And she does end up running into them again on numerous occasions. So I do want to say that before I get into the book. This is a 5-star read for me. I really enjoyed this book, and I got it from the library, but I love it so much that I want to buy this book. In it, she accidentally takes the wrong luggage home and has to meet with the rightful owner because he took her luggage when his was never found. And they hit it off, and then she kind of ghosts him because she's not ready for a relationship, and she felt the spark with him. And so because of her trauma, she's been dating people she's not really too heavily invested in or interested in, just because while she's getting back out there into dating, she's not ready to fully commit to a relationship because of her trauma. But he is very patient with her and very like, I'm interested in you and I haven't been able to stop thinking about you for almost a year. So they kind of work through that, and I really liked it. I really liked this book. So next book I finished reading was Junk Mail by Kendall. It is about an entrepreneur trying to expand her business and looking for a partner, and she finds it in this duo and decides to work with them. She has subscription boxes, I think, and is trying to expand it into the wine business industry, I think. And the day before the meeting, she gets an unsolicited pic from him who's sending it to a different person, but ends up sending it to the wrong person. And at first she's very upset, but like rightfully so. But after they meet in person, he apologizes and said it was meant for someone else who did ask for it, and they kind of like had like an interest in each other, and the relationship has to be on the down low because they just started working together in their business adventure, and in order for her company to succeed, they have to keep it professional. And yeah, I thought this was a fun read. I was able to read it really quickly. It's not a very thick book, but I overall enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed hearing me ramble about books in this video. In my next reading wrap-up, I hope to ramble about even more books. This month was just a little crazy. I had to clean my closet out, which took a couple days, but hopefully in April I'm able to read more books. It is my birthday month, so hopefully I'm able to do a lot more reading. I'm also trying to upload more frequently here on YouTube. I have videos coming out on Tuesdays and Fridays now. I'm trying to stick to that schedule. I'm trying to upload them by 1 p.m. I have them scheduled to come out around 1 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays. So if you're looking for a video, that's when they will be uploaded. If I do miss a week or a day or two, I do apologize. I'm trying to edit them. I have a bunch of videos recorded. I just have to edit them, and that takes a bit of time. I also have social medias linked down below if you want to give me a follow. I have a TikTok where I post fun videos, an Instagram where I post fun pics, and a Twitter where I post fun retweets. I also have a Goodreads link down below as well where I post fun book reviews. So if you want to give me a follow, that'd be really nice. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up if you would like, subscribe if you want to, and until next time, drink some water, eat a snack, play with a fidget toy, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!